So John, we've been fortunate enough to pick up 3 Maurices now, all colts. We're very excited by what we're seeing of what he's produced so far. Obviously, you're a big fan. What interested you in bringing him to Australia?
Well, he's one of those colts, stallions now, that comes around quite seldomly because he's just so dominant. He was dominant physically to look at, and he was dominant in his races. He was able to make a couple of runs during a race. He was able to accelerate in a way that very few horses can in the highest of company. I think he won 6 Group 1 races.
Yeah, he's incredible.
And amazing. He's an amazing animal. And, you know, he was the sort of horse that, if he'd come to Australia, would have given the good mare something to think about.
Yeah, he was a dominant racehorse on the track.
Absolutely.
He had an exceptional turn of foot. He seemed to be winning Group 1s at will in both Hong Kong and Japan.
Well, he went 3 times to Hong Kong and 3 times he came away with the Group 1, and they're madly in love with him in Hong Kong, of course, the people there. So, no, I went into him with a lot of confidence, and we've given him some nice mares, and he's an outcross, of course, for all our gene pool in Australia, because there's very little of his blood around. It's the Roberto blood.
Yep.
And if he strikes it here, it could be very interesting. Could make things very interesting.
Oh, 100%.
But the thing about him is he had an extraordinarily good cardiovascular system. He had wonderful lungs. This is all verified by one of the scientists that keeps track of all this, a northern farm in Japan. They follow their race horses after gallops and after races to try and assess where they are and what, etc. And you know, he was right at the top percentile of horses over several thousand horses that they tested in terms of his body functions, tremendous heart and lungs, etc. So he passes some of that on. It's going to be very interesting.
Oh, look, I think we're going to be in for a great ride, and we know how good the Japanese horses have been when they come out to Australia, the various horses, and look, he was one of the best of them, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. It's a pity he didn't make it to race here, but you can judge from his horse of the year in Japan.
Yeah,
and we've never heard a horse of that quality come here, but fundamentally their horses are at the sort of mile region and above are, well, probably the best in the world, I dare say. Yep. We saw that with our Cox Plate this year. A filly that was rated, I think, 118 or 120 over there has come over and given us a walloping in the Cox Plate. She subsequently went back and beat the horses there too, the Group 1 horses there, but she hadn't done that hitherto. So, no, they're great horses. He was the greatest of theirs. Why won't he make it?
Yeah, exactly right. Look, we're absolutely rapt to be involved and to have secured a few Maurices, and if anyone out there is keen to get involved and join us in racing them, then please get in touch with us.